You let me violate you.
And now on to Machete, or Machete, from 2010, directed by Robert Rodriguez. 3 years ago in Mexico, determined federale Machete, Danny Trejo, is betrayed and set up by his boss, resulting in his wife and child being murdered by drug kingpin Torres, Steven Seagal. Now, in Texas, Machete resurfaces when he is hired to assassinate Senator McLaughlin, played by Robert DeNiro, an extreme advocate against illegal immigration. Once again betrayed and set up, Machete plots his revenge against the men who've wronged him with the help of resistance fighter Luz, Michelle Rodriguez, ICE agent Sartana, played by Jessica Alba, and the shotgun-toting Padre, Cheech Marin. Now, directed by Robert Rodriguez, Machete started life as a fake movie trailer for his and Quentin Tarantino's Grindhouse experiment in 2007, and proved more popular in some quarters than the actual films. So now we have the full-length feature film, also starring Lindsay Lohan and almost forgotten 80s stars Jeff Fahey and Don Johnson. Machete is pretty much what you'd expect from the original trailer, but it has to be said, not a hell of a lot more. Fabs.
Well, I have to say I wasn't really expecting much from the film, and so I enjoyed it. You know,
Low expectations.
Yeah, low expectations. Just just thought it would be what it was pretty much, and I was able to enjoy it. I've seen that people have been very critical of this film in terms of it being cheesy and that kind of stuff, but I mean, I'm sure you're aware of that. It's that's what Robert Rodriguez does.
That's
because
the thing,
yeah, exactly. So I was able to enjoy it. The violence was over the top, and so were a lot of the action scenes, and it was just a bit of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's throwaway stuff. It's not. There's no sort of intellectual import.
No, certainly no profound subtext.
No, nothing at all like that going on. It is a bit of fun. You can tell that Robert De Niro is having a little bit of fun there as well.
Yeah, which is nice to see.
Yeah, which is good to see. Playing an ultra right winger, which is always, I think, as an actor, would always be good to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the Grindhouse deal. It is about bad movies.
Yeah.
And it's about maybe not being especially poorly made, but looking like it's poorly made.
Yeah.
And I guess in that respect, there is a bit of technical trickery going on there as well. I mean, it's still. It's not set in the 70s or anything like that. It's set in the present day. You got the iPhones and stuff going on. So it is an interesting juxtaposition to have that Grindhouse feel in a current day story.
Yeah, definitely.
So I found that part of it interesting. I'm not sure if it was wholly successful, but it certainly wasn't a massive failure.
No.
And I think there's a bit of playful casting in there as well with Robert Rodriguez's team. Jessica Alba is not the first person I think of as a FBI agent.
No, yeah. Again, if you take it for what it is, then you can forgive that.
Yeah. And the other thing is that they seem to have taken on a kind of a Mad Max Road Warrior approach with the central character of Machete, in that he's got about 20 lines in the whole thing or something.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a few more, but he doesn't say an awful lot.
No. And this is also the first leading role for Danny Trejo.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite good.
He's got an interesting story in his life, actually. He was an actual ex-con and all this sort of business, and he is heavily tattooed, and he's got this real hangdog face that if he just even sort of curled his lip up just a little bit, you'd be like getting the hell out of there as soon as you can. So he's a great character actor in that respect. He did great work in Heat, and there's a couple of other ones.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Good to see Steven Seagal as well, I have to say. In something that wasn't straight to DVD.
Yeah.
As people keep commenting, man, he's quite overweight, which is shocking because in everything else I've seen him in, it's been the story of just headshots on him.
Yeah.
He does his job in this role as well, and good on him for getting involved in this and not getting involved in the Expendables.
Yeah, well said.
So, yeah.
I think the performance of the film comes from Jeff Fahey. as the bad guy who sort of sets everything up, who's sort of the in-betweener.
Yeah.
I thought he was particularly, his nastiness was really quite palpable and quite good. I thought he was excellent.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan's in there, and you know, she does her thing, and she's sort of just there almost.
Yeah.
There's a couple of interesting character arcs in there. I think Robert DeNiro's end is the end of his story is pretty entertaining and quite full circle sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Also, I was just going to say as well that this is also probably the first film that I've seen Michelle Rodriguez in where I didn't hate her, which I think is a huge accomplishment.
I was going to ask you about that. How did you go with Michelle Rodriguez this time around?
I mean, honestly, I think as we've discussed before, usually my high point of any film that I see her in is when she gets killed, and for this,
nice.
Yeah, I just she was enjoyable. She wasn't playing the ultra hard ass bitch. Maybe just a bit of a hard bitch, and yeah, she did it well. It was good, and yeah, no, I enjoyed her. She was great.
I liked her alter ego character name.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty clever. I won't give that away.
Yeah,
there's a little surprise for you, but yeah, I mean it's it ticks all the boxes in terms of the original trailer. Like I think the shots that are in the trailer are actually come back into the real film. I mean the money shot is the bike with the machine gun on the front.
Yeah.
So that comes through well. And I mean if you enjoy I guess Planet Terror from the Grindhouse experiment, as it were, then you'll like this.
Yeah.
So for me, there's not really much to say other than it is what it is.
Yeah,
and it does what it does pretty well. Yeah. So 6 out of 10 for me.
6 as well.
If you want to survive your own war, you better become Mexican real fast. You got enemies on all sides, Senator. Who can you trust?
You aim to take down those good old boys? Then I'm with you.
Pick up that Mexican!